Hi everybody, welcome back to the self-check section 8.1 video. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. So number 4 states the following table. As you can see, there's a table below. Shows a different random sampling of 20 cell phone models in 2008. So it uses data to construct a 93% confidence interval of the true mean SAR, specific absorption rate, for cell phones certified in the US. As previously assumed that the population standard deviation is 0.337. And lastly, write an interpretation. So we have a couple things given to us. We have population standard deviation is 0.337, and we have a confidence level of 93%. So we're not given a summary of the statistics. We are given a table of pretty much data values for each type of cell phone. So what we need to do here is use our data option because we're given a list of data. So use data option, enter all into that list 1. Okay, so this is where you should go to calculate 84 and go to go to stat and then hit edit and then enter in all your numbers, data values into a list. So take a second, pause the video and enter in the data into list 1, and then we can keep going. Okay, welcome back. So I'm assuming you all put in your data into list 1. And let's go ahead and keep going with the problem. So we want to use Z interval, so we need to go to second distribution, we need to go to stat, go to test, and go all the way down to Z interval. And this time we're going to use data. So for this question, our standard deviation was 0.337. And we entered our data into list 1, and our confidence level was 93%, so 0.93. And then we just go ahead and hit calculate. And that's our confidence interval, 0.80 and 1.08. So let's go ahead and write that down. So confidence interval equals Z interval. Remember, we have to write our calculator work. Data 0.337, list 1, 1, and our confidence level 0.93. And what our calculator gave us was 0.80. I'm going to go to about 4 decimals. Excuse me, 5. 351, less than the mean, less than 1.0766. So that is our confidence interval. And lastly, we need to write an interpretation. So same kind of interpretation, just changing the context a bit. So we estimate with 93% confidence that the true population mean, SAR, specific absorption rate, for cell phones is between 0.80351 and 1.0766 SAR. Okay, so that takes care of number four. We got our confidence interval and interpretation. So let's take a look at this last question. Find the critical value corresponding to a 92% confidence interval. Okay, so we need to find a critical value for a 92% confidence interval. So the best way to do this type of critical value finding is draw a distribution and relate that to your confidence level. So here we have a confidence level of 92. So let's say right here, this chunk in the middle is 92% that we are confident in. So since, remember, this whole distribution is 100%, and I only have 92% here, so I am missing 8%. And so that 8% is going to be cut in half, and each of these tails are going to be 4%. Because this critical value right here is what we're trying to find. Okay, so how do we go about that? So C alpha over 2, it's a cutoff value that we can actually find. And what we would need to do here is use inverse norm. And it's the area to the left bring this down here. It's the area to the left, it's your mean, and it's your standard deviation. So remember, in a standard normal distribution, our mean is 0. So our mean is 0 and our standard deviation is 1. So let's go ahead and put in these values. So inverse norm, area to the left is, to the left of this critical value is 92 plus 4. Because we're going all the way to the left. So let me write 9.92 plus 0.04, mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. So this turns into inverse norm 0.96, 0, and 1. And let's go ahead and put this in the calculator. So here I got to go to second vars. Need to go to inverse norm and put in our area 0.96, comma, 0, comma, 1. And what do we get? We get 1.75. So that is our critical value. So 1.75. And so our critical value is 1.75 for 92% confidence level. Okay, so that's it for question 5 and the self-check video. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.